most important change now from what it was 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, volatility also comes from the tremendous uncertainties we are seeing in the regulatory domain right now. Right. And, of course, also the fact that we have seen the unthinkable. I mean, in a very liquid environment, we have seen for the first time that liquidity is drying up, that you could not have money markets or capital markets. So I think the interesting point is, are there any business models which are superior to others? Right. And in our analysis, this is not the case. Actually, you have winners and losers in every business model. Pure investment banks, pure universal banks, pure hybrid banks, you could name them. Right. The funny thing is what then makes a difference, because you have 15 or 20 banks which really did badly and many others, hundreds of banks who did pretty well during the crisis. Right. And at the end, I think it's much more focusing on core competences. And core competences, I would highlight above all a diversified earnings structure, which helps, of course, especially because of the rise of emerging economies, but also risk management. And risk management in a much broader sense than what we have seen. And that's the biggest change, in my view, in our industry. A much more holistic approach, taking into account now a different relationship between state and market, a different relationship between emerging economies and industrialized world, a different relationship between social trends. And that's why communicating and also being part of the social media, if you like so, has become so much more important.
Well, so Ellen, your company, DuPont, has gone through a fundamental change over the past decade in the first place, right? I mean, you changed, you and your predecessor, Chet Holliday, changed the conception of the company. But what is the most important difference in your business environment from 2 years ago?
I think it's the acceleration of the emerging markets. I mean, the emerging markets were on a great trend before the financial crisis hit. Right. But that's been absolutely took a step change. You can see it in the automotive market particularly, but it is across the board. Right. And I think it's going to continue because of the population changes and growth we're going to see. There are going to be 3 billion more people in the world 40 years from now than there are today. Right. They all need energy. They all need to eat. Right. You know, they're going to occupy the same landmass, so they need protection issues are going to be big. Right. And these are going to mean that science is going to play a big part in that, and whether it's getting more yield out of a hectare of maize, whether it means lightweighting vehicles for more energy efficiency. So for us, it was really moving a lot of the application development, research, marketing into the local markets at a much faster rate than we'd seen before the crisis. Really getting close to the industries locally, understanding what their needs are, and to be able to really then deliver on the innovation and the research and development.